test. Hey, how's it going? We're back with another sketchbook tour. I know it's been a second. My last one was, what, like 6 months ago or something like that? Which is cool, but I feel like I've been slowing down on these because I'm getting dangerously close to my current sketchbook. So this is going to be one of the last, maybe not one of the last, but like we're coming up on where I am now in my sketchbook journey. So this sketchbook was from 2019 to 2021. So post graduating art school and just kind of trying to vibe and trying to figure out my life after graduating. So yeah. Let's get into this thing. This sticker is an animal style sticker. If any of you guys are like drift girlies or whatever, that's my boyfriend's team. And yeah, I wrote sketchbook number 8 Ugly Edition, which didn't really hold up because, I don't know, I think I just wrote that there to like take pressure off of myself, but definitely I did not intentionally try to make this ugly or anything or do anything different than like my other sketchbooks, but it was just there as a reminder. And hi, we're sitting on the floor today. I know usually I'm doing my sketchbook tours on my desk over there, but I thought I would come over here to my window so that we have a bit better lighting this time. And also it's kind of like cozy to be sitting on the floor. So that's what we're doing. So funny story about the sketchbook. I bought this when I was in LA. And this is a drawing by Ahmed Al-Duri. The first couple of pages in the sketchbook are doodles by him. So when I was in second year of school, me and my friend Sally, we were gonna do an exchange program to Art Center in LA. And so like we applied, it got accepted by like our end or something, but then some like stuff got messed up and I don't know what happened, but like apparently Art Center wasn't actually an option to transfer to, and we didn't really want to go to any other schools, so we just like let it fall through and then decided to come visit LA in the summer just as a vacation, just like as a consolation thing that like, oh, that sucks, but let's just go visit. And so through this, I was chatting with Ahmed because he was a instructor at Art Center. So he was kind of like, I don't know, helping me along and whatever, giving us info. So yeah, when we went to go visit, we also visited him and just kind of hung around Pasadena. And he showed us around Art Center and stuff like that. So at Art Center, I bought this sketchbook in their like little shop store, like student supply store or whatever. And then we just like was sitting at like a cafe somewhere, I think. And then I think he grabbed my sketchbook and did a couple pages in it. So that's the story. Kind of crazy. This was 2017. So like years and years and years ago. But yeah, I always forget that this is here. But yeah. Hi, Ahmed, if you're watching. I don't think we're not really connected anymore, but yeah, that was a nice little memory. Okay, so getting into it. So yeah, I guess, so we're starting here in 2019. I got this sketchbook in 2017, but didn't draw on it for a couple years. So 2019 Inktober, so this will be October. I'm graduated from art school. I'm working my first little big girl job, doing production design at a development company. And I don't know what the timeline was in terms of like my mental health, but like my first few months working there, I was like very depressed. I think this is past that. And yeah, I just decided that I wanted to try doing Inktober because that was like a consistent thing that I did throughout school. So now out of school, I wanted to try and like maintain that. Yeah, I don't think this one is not an Inktober drawing, but I like it a lot. I was playing with like ink and stuff like that in this era. I think this was just like a reference from Pinterest. And then day 1 Inktober, I guess we have the list over here. So it says ring. So this little like Japanese wind chime thingy, and then like a character design of a girl. Really cool. I like this drawing actually. Yeah. Ink based again. And then yeah, the next few pages are just going to be Inktober's. This one is another one. This one is mindless and this one is bait. Yeah, I'm not like super stoked on these two. I feel like my first one was definitely my best one for this round of drawings, but yeah, kind of cool. I guess I was like fresh out of, you know, thinking about like demon girls and things like that because a lot of my final projects in school were kind of based around a story of like these demon hunter characters and things. So I was just kind of like thinking about that and continuing on to do more like character designs and like quote unquote world building, but not really. Another one, girl on a bike. This is post me exploring, drawing all those like cars and stuff in my last sketchbook tour. You would have seen that. And then this one was like a reference from either like another drawing or like a 3D rendering or something of like a demon guy. So that's kind of cool. This one was a photo reference as well. This pose was really cool, and yeah, I like this drawing a lot. It kind of resembles Noodle from Gorillaz, if you guys like that band. I was like obsessed with them in high school. All of their like little storytelling music videos and like their visual, the like animations that came along with their songs and stuff like that, I was really into, so that's cool. Like that drawing a lot. And then this one, yeah, is just a drawing of like a cyborg geisha lady, I guess. Probably using a reference again. And then, yeah, I think maybe I was like trying to go along with a theme of like each drawing was like a demon or a demon hunter or like something to do with that whole world. So yeah, here's another one. I guess this was like a sick guy, but low-key powerful probably. And another one, just a baseball girly. Yeah, lots of like characters. And then this one, I guess I decided to play around with my whole car vibe again, drawing a Supra. That's a Supra, right? Yes. With a girl chilling. I guess she's not really a demon, so I don't know. I guess my theme didn't follow through too closely, but day 11, got another one, kind of like cool floating things. That's cool. I like her outfit. That was definitely probably just like a fashion photo from Pinterest that I found that I decided to use. Inktober Day 12. I really like this one. I'm not like I don't usually do like full page spread drawings, but I don't know, I guess I felt inspired to do that and thought of a composition that would have been cool and just went for it. So I like this drawing. I remember doing this and being proud of it. So I'm a big fan of like cool like masks, Japanese like folklore, and obviously there's like NOH theater that uses masks of like different demons and deities and creatures and whatever in Japanese folklore. So just like a mask motif is pretty common in my work, especially in this day and age. Inktober Day 13. I feel like this is I recognize this this reference image. This is like on Pinterest. I've probably seen it like multiple times, but there's like a woman standing in this pose, and I just turned her into a Pokemon trainer. Something about like designing Pokemon trainers is very cool because there's so many of them. It seems so like versatile, and it's almost like a personal like persona kind of thing, or like an OC. Inktober Day 14. I feel like in this sketchbook in particular, I did a lot of like notes and things like that. I feel like during this time, I was very deep into like self-help and like, I don't know, listening to like a lot of interviews from other artists and things like that, getting advice because like I said, during this time, I was working my first job and I was kind of like underwhelmed with how life was going for me post-graduation. I feel like a lot of people go through this where they have such high hopes for like, you know, after I graduate, I'll get my first job and then life will be great and I will be free and everything will be amazing and I will be working as an artist or as a designer or whatever and everything will be fucking great. And then when it's not, you know, and you realize like, oh, I need to just like work for the rest of my life, basically, until I die, and then I die, and that's it. That sucks. So that was kind of what was going through my head. So I was like trying to, I don't know, just like find advice from anybody of like how to be better and do better and improve my life and figure out what I actually wanted to do, or like, I don't know. I didn't want to be stuck in like a corporate job my entire life. So I guess I was like looking for inspiration to kind of like take my life by the reins and go more of like an independent route. Because I think that was the goal all along, is to get to where I am now, where I'm like freelance and, you know, doing my own independent things. So at this time there was a lot of like turmoil around that and like trying to figure myself out. So yeah, that's all the notes. I just like filled in notes randomly in between drawings. But yeah, another one, ink drawing of like a cool motorcycle, like bozozoku guy, I think that's what this is called. Yeah, just another one. This one looks very like quick and whatever. day 16. Inktober, day 17. This one's cool. I think I recognize this. Like, this is a character design that I probably found on Pinterest, and I just like kind of copied it, whatever. And then another one, another cool person, probably another like fashion model reference. This guy looks very fashionable to me. Yeah, I like drawing. I like taking like different outfits and like fashion ensembles and then like adding different things like a weapon or like cool shoes or Japanese accessories and things like that. I don't know, it just like makes it much more interesting to me. Yeah, a couple more, same kind of thing. I like something with all of these, basically, other than like save for a couple of them, they all seem like I did them very quickly, which I guess it makes sense. Like if I'm working a full-time job, maybe am tired after work, or I feel like I don't have time or whatever, like I just want to get it done. And I feel like that kind of really comes through with these. I think especially with like my line quality and like how quick it looks. And then, okay, so now we're probably in the summer of 2020 now. So in the summer of 2020, this was the summer of COVID, obviously. So everything was kind of crazy, and I still had my job. I wasn't let go, so I was very grateful for that. But I was finding that I had to take on a lot of different things that were not necessarily like creative or not like it didn't fall under my role as a designer there. So I was feeling very lost. I was feeling kind of like dissatisfied with my work. And so in the summer, I decided that I was going to try and draw something every day. So this is like, I don't know, I wanted to do like a intro post to that, so I just did like a self-portrait. I don't think I ended up using this. I probably switched to digital. If I can find it, I'll put it up here. But yeah, I made a video when I stopped doing that. It's called like I did 100 drawings in 100 days and then I quit video or something like that. The original goal was to draw for an entire year, so 365 days. 100 days is pretty good. I just found myself like falling behind a lot. And yeah, a lot of like cool experimentation and like exploration happened during that kind of time in my life of drawing that consistently, so that was cool. But yeah. I guess these are just some studies, like anatomy studies, and then like putting tattoos on people. Something in my art that I guess kind of started happening, like a new trend for me, was incorporating tattoos on my figures. And obviously I love tattoos, and I think they look great, so that kind of checks out for me. Something else that I do occasionally is use post-it notes to cover up, like if I draw a face and I don't like it, or if I draw something and I don't like it, just like throwing a post-it note on there and then redoing it. It kind of like adds, I don't know, a bit of interest to a sketchbook, I think. Like pasting things in and like having kind of like multimedia type stuff in there is cool. So something to maybe incorporate into your sketchbook if that sounds like something that you would like to do. I think it's cool. And then yeah, I think the next few pages I'm just doing some anatomy studying and stuff like that. Yeah, I feel like I'm like constantly trying to chase the high that I felt when I took my anatomy class in school. In second year, we had to take an anatomy class, or like an anatomy class was like one of the fundamental classes that if you're an illustrator, you're kind of, you know, encouraged to take. And it was like probably one of the best classes I had in my entire art school experience. I had a teacher that he was like my favorite, and everything about that class was just so great. I feel like I learned so much and improved so much. And yeah, learning anatomy, as boring as it is, like sometimes learning all the muscles and stuff like that, it's really good practice to know like what goes on underneath the skin. And then these are just some like quick sketches of like my character that I had, the like main character of my little demon hunting world or whatever. And then this is me just like planning out the story. I haven't really looked at this in a long time. I should like look at this again. But yeah, I feel like at this time I was like constantly like grabbing for a side project or like a passion project that I can do outside of work that would like fulfill me and like make me feel alive. So there was a lot of like planning for stuff like that, not so much execution, but that's just kind of how it goes sometimes. And then yeah, more anatomy stuff. This is exploring the landmarks on your body. So like these are the parts where like you see the bone kind of jutting out in a body. It's like good to know. Like for example, like your collarbone, obviously, your sternum, your shins, kneecaps, things like that. Yeah, more anatomy stuff. I think this is copied from a specific book that I have on anatomy. Let me see if I can, it's just sitting on my bookshelf. Yeah. This is the book. I'm not gonna open it up because it's, it has like some actual nudity in it. But yeah, it has some really cool like drawings and diagrams of skeletons and things like that that I was kind of drawing from, so. Cool, and then yeah, the posterior landmarks here. And then yeah, this is that that skeleton that we saw in that book. I literally just copied that and then made a little diagram. Drew a lot of skeletons in that second year anatomy class that I talked about, so definitely a skill that can be improved upon. Okay, and then yeah, just a bunch of doodles. Okay, so it looks like I was like doing a bunch of like anatomy type stuff, and like I had planned to do more anatomy type stuff because I labeled these pages, but then I guess I just kind of stopped doing that. And then I guess I picked it up again later, and here we are. So yeah, some just like random doodles, stuff like that, ink stuff, just drawing me and Brandon together. So this is during like 2020 lockdown, things like that. That's cute though. And then yeah, same kind of stuff, me trying to plan this story again, going into like character stuff, whatever. More doodles here. And then, okay, so this must be like a pretty decent gap as well, I would think, because this feels newer. Yeah, just like drawing bodies. I think these are from Imagination. This one looks like from Imagination. This was probably, no, this might be Imagination too. That's cool. I like seeing things that I've drawn from Imagination because it reminds me that like I don't necessarily need a reference. Sometimes I feel like I rely on using references too much. And there's nothing wrong with using references. Like that's how you learn, is like drawing things from life or drawing things that you see. But every now and then like taking the leap and taking a chance to try and see if I can draw something without the comfort of having it in front of me is sometimes scary. These ones are drawings from Ramon90. I think I mentioned this artist on another video kind of recently. I forget which one, but I remember saying his name. So same artist, very like expressive faces, very cool. I did a few studies of like how he does faces, and then I tried a couple of my own in that kind of like more stylized vibe. Yeah, I feel like my default is just to, you know, when I'm figure drawing at least, is just to draw what's in front of me and not really try to like push any stylization or any like caricaturization or whatever. But I think like stylizing bodies and faces is so interesting, and I feel like that's what makes a character design good, is when you can like push certain things and like exaggerate certain things, but it still looks like human obviously, but just like more with more like expressiveness and like character. And then self-portrait of me, and then another little doodle. This was probably based off of a reference or something like that. And then these are drawings of Kim Jung-gi studies, of I think probably like different drawings from like his sketchbooks and things like that. Yeah, his art is just incredibly mind-blowing. I don't know how he does it. And then I guess on the next page I did the same kind of thing where I tried, you know, doing some things from Imagination kind of with the inspiration of his style in my mind. So yeah, I'm using a Pilot Color Eno lead, blue lead, which is something that I picked up in school that I found that I really liked. It doesn't smudge really, but it is erasable, so me and my left-handed ass really appreciates that. And then we have more, I think this is a mix of like actual studies, so I think this is a study of his, and then these are kind of like my attempts from Imagination based on his work. Yeah, lots of like cool figure drawing stuff. I love spreads like this where I just kind of like, it seems like I'm just kind of like flowing and, you know, vibing and spending my time on all of these doodles and whatever. And then looking back and seeing the spreads that are built is very satisfying. Okay, cool. So yeah, a few more kind of similar style drawings here. Drew an R34. I like this drawing a lot actually. I think it looks great. yeah, a few more drawings from imagination. I love how like easy it is for me to tell like what's imagination and what's not. Or maybe it's just like me remembering when I drew this, but cool. Okay, and then last self-portrait of 2020. So now we're flipping into 2021. So yeah, to continue the story of, you know, my first job or whatever, that summer I was like, you know, not happy with my job, whatever. I was kind of like getting pushed to an edge of, I don't know if I want to stay here. And then in August, I think, I quit to do freelance. August of 2020. Which was pretty silly of me because I was, obviously it's like the world is on fire and everything's like kind of uncertain, but I feel like I just had enough and I wanted to get out of there, and I just like took the leap to move to freelancing, and somehow it worked out and we're still here. So yeah. Okay, so yeah, moving into 2021, I feel like I'm continuing the same kind of style. I'm assuming that these were happening maybe during like the end of 2020, where I had a bit extra time with like, I don't know, Christmas slowness and December coziness. I was feeling like sketchbooking more. Yeah, just more, this is all from reference. It seems like these two especially, really cool. Using more of that blue pencil. I feel like in this era, I was starting to really play with like adding these like shapes and like blocking elements to kind of make my spreads flow, which is kind of something that I've adopted as like a normal, regular feature of my sketchbooking whenever I do sketchbook. Okay, and then this is probably like another decent gap, I would assume. More doodles. This is That Girl from Love, Death, and Robots. That short, it's called The Witness. It's by Alberto Mieglo, I think his name is. One of my favorite artists, truly, like his character designs and stuff are incredible. His style, just everything about him is amazing. And I really love that short. I thought it was so alive, you know? So this is the character from that, and then I have a couple other just like portraits and things like that. Then another one, this was probably referenced from an artist, and then this looks like a reference of a Ramon 90 drawing. And then yeah, a few more sketches and doodles. I feel like this was a reference, or the vibe looks a lot like Viktor Kalvachev. I've done a lot of studies of his work in my sketchbooks before, so that wouldn't be surprising if that's what this is. These are probably all imagination. Yeah, just tons of figure drawing. That's my vibe. That's my, you know, default comfort zone. And it's interesting, like, going back and looking at old sketchbooks and seeing, like, the types of stuff that came out of me, I guess, when, you know, things flowed, and, like, in times where I feel like I am struggling with sketchbooking, or, you know, sketchbooking doesn't feel as natural to me, it's helpful to go back and look and see what I did previously, so that, like, you know, it shows me like it's okay if I just want to draw like women in bikinis, you know, it's okay if I just want to draw like 3/4 turn pretty girls, you know, it's still a drawing, it's still sketchbooking. It doesn't need to be like so crazy and experimental and different all the time. I can just like stick to what I know and stick to what I know I like. Okay, yeah, some more, I guess more like pencil stuff. I feel like in this sketchbook I explore like more of like a pencil-y hatching style, kind of similar to like the Viktor Kalvachev art that I mentioned, because he does like a lot of like really beautiful like pencil work and hatching. So I think I was exploring that a little bit. With these ones, as you can see, like this one I tried to put a little bit more time in. This is May now in 2021. From a photo reference, and then using like the hatching marks to kind of create form and shape. And then same with this one, this was from a photo reference. All of the like, I think she was wearing like a pinstripe outfit, so that was cool to play with. You know, building texture just with a graphite pencil. And then we have a couple more from references. Wow, seeing these, because I remember posting these on Instagram, and whenever I like, you know, scroll my feed or whatever just to like look back, I have these posted, but they don't look nearly as like alive as they do when I look at them in person. It's really crazy, you know, how much a photo like flattens art, and then if you see it right in front of you, like you can see the different strokes so much clearer, and like I can remember all of the like ways that I made my marks and things like that. It's cool. It's cool to see right in front of me on paper. So yeah, a couple sports ones. This one is a drawing of, what the fuck is his name? Tennis legend. It'll come to me and I'll put it on screen here. Yeah, more figure references, more drawing bodies and building up dynamicness. I think I'm using like a couple of different pencils as well. It looks like, you know, I'm playing with some softer stuff where it's darker and then some harder stuff where it's a little lighter. So that's cool. I was exploring that, breaking out my like set of different hardness of pencils that like you have to buy for school, but like you never use, you only use like 2 maybe. And then this one, this was another favorite of mine. This was from a reference. Yeah, I think this is an example of like me trying to like stylize a little bit and like push and pull things. Like obviously his neck and his head is not actually that like tall, but I like stretched it that way to like exaggerate things. And I think drawing bodies like that is, it adds a lot of like fun and interest. And I think it makes it more enjoyable to do and to look at. Yeah, and it looks like I'm kind of like trying to be pretty consistent with like these. So this is on the 9th, the 10th, 11, 12, 13, 15, 17, 19. So yeah, I was trying to like do something here, I guess. This is cool. I think this is referenced from a photo of maybe Billie Eilish, but I don't know. I could be wrong. It kind of looks like her, so. And then yeah, like a boxer. I was playing with like texture. Victor Kalvachev does really cool stuff with like doing like wider strokes with like your pencil like sideways and stuff like that, as well as like more precise lines. So I was trying to play with that and like mess with like economy of line is what that's called, I believe. When you like are very intentional with your strokes, less is more kind of thing. Ooh, my foot's asleep. Ooh. Okay, and then yeah, we have some very like loose and kind of scratchy looking figure drawings. I think this is so I went on a little like road trip vacation with my mom and my sister, I believe, and we stopped at a lake and was chilling there for a little bit. So I was drawing some of the people there. Yeah, just more very like quick figure drawing, very like simplified shapes that I was dealing with here. It's interesting to see like how simple my figure drawing was back then, because like figure drawing is basically all I do now when I like go anywhere or like if I travel. I'm just drawing the people around me. So obviously with all of that, like I've gotten a lot better at it and a lot more like comfortable with it, I think is the important thing. So yeah, it's cool to see how far I've come. Here we go. I'm assuming like all of these people were kind of like moving and walking along, so maybe I didn't have as much time to sit and get a good look at them. And then this is a hotel that we stopped at for lunch, I think. And so I drew it, or I don't know, I drew like a building that was across the way or something like that. And then these 3 drawings, it looks like I'm trying to like, I don't know, do some like line of action type stuff or like make it like kind of stylized and you know, yeah, you can see. Oh, okay, and then, So these are also people from the lakes. So maybe this first one was like a different lake or something. And then we went to another lake. I don't know. These ones are better, obviously. I guess these people were staying a little bit more still for me. And then this is my mom driving the car on our little road trip. Just like the view of over the shoulder or whatever. And okay, yeah, just some more doodles. Oh, okay, so this is, I spent I think it was like a week or so at a cabin with some friends. So yeah, I brought this sketchbook and did some doodling while I was there. This is supposed to be my friend and it looks nothing like him. He was chilling on the couch. Yeah, and I think during this time I was thinking a lot about like my little Chohan dealer story, which I think I've drawn in other sketchbooks and I've talked about before, but yeah, I really love the concept of like this kind of like Yakuza lady who's like very cool, but also very like composed, and she's a Chohan dealer and whatever, so that's what that drawing is. I like this drawing a lot. I think I slayed the face. And then this one is a reference from Watching New York is the Instagram name. It's a photographer that goes around New York and like shoots people's outfits as they're like walking the streets or whatever. It's a really cool account if you like fashion and just like people in general. People in New York dress so well. It's kind of insane. And then just some more doodles. These must have been like some figure drawing, and maybe I was at a cafe or something. Another kind of like geisha type lady slash kimono lady person doodle. Okay, and then yeah, these are, I must have been like at a cafe, just like drawing people walking by slash sitting, ordering coffee, stuff like that. I've said this a million times. I love cafes for figure drawing because obviously people are sitting around you, people are like standing at the counter getting their coffee or whatever. Yeah, it's a great place to kind of use as a resource. Yeah, and I feel like, I don't know, just the hatching in here reminds me a lot of like Viktor Kalbachev stuff, so that was kind of still fresh on my brain, I think. This is like a look from like the Met Gala, I think, back in 2021. I don't know who it is, but I remember this dress, and I remember like looking through the photos of like all the different outfits and dresses and things, so I think I just drew one of them. This is probably like another one. Just some more doodles and I think figure drawing. Another figure draw. These ones look like imagination. Just, I don't know. I feel like such a default for me is like woman portrait face, 3/4 view, like dots on the forehead for some reason, and like middle part slick down hair. I don't know what's so satisfying about that I draw all the time, but it's just what I do, I guess. And then yeah, a few more just little like figure drawing peoples. This one I took into Instagram, and like I was playing with like, man, like I sketchbook so much and I don't post any of it on Instagram really, especially in recent years. I've like really fallen into the trap of like, oh, I don't know if this like silly little sketch that I did in my sketchbook is good enough for Instagram, so I'm not gonna post it. I'm only gonna post finished digital drawings or whatever, which is silly, but yeah, during this time I was like thinking about drawing in my sketchbook and then taking it into Procreate and then digitizing it, adding color, whatever, and then posting that. So that's what I did with that drawing. And then just like a random head, kind of cool. And then this one was a reference from some image of like a dancer, a lot of like flow and dynamism, kind of cool. And then this spread, I think I was like looking into using like cinema stills for references, or like drawing like panels of things. Drawing screenshots from like TV shows or movies is a great way to learn like composition, because like videographers are incredible and know what they're doing, so learning from them is definitely a great way to fill pages in your sketchbook if you like movies and TV. And then this is just like a doodle of a lady. I think this was from Imagination as well. And then some more doodles and faces. This is, I think, from Squid Game. That girl, you know, a reference of her probably. And then I think I was just randomly drawing some like business ladies. Oh, okay, so this was for like a little story that I had in my mind, that I guess I was like exploring different ways of like drawing the like main character. She's like a corporate lady or whatever. So I was exploring that. That's kind of cool. And then this one is just with like a brush pen. Yeah, some just like reference figure drawing here. Something about drawing heels is so satisfying to me. Like, feet can be so hard to draw, but like when it's in a heel, it just comes together. I don't know why. Yeah, a couple ladies, couple more. This is a figure drawing of somebody that I saw probably. These ones look from Imagination, maybe? This one's probably not Imagination, it's just a very low effort referenced drawing. This one is though. Okay, and then this page is cool. This one I remember I took into digital like a couple years later or something, and just like kind of rendered it and made it a little more finished. This one's probably from reference, just some more figure drawing, body, whatever. These ones are referenced from another artist, I would think. This must be Eliza, because I have her book. So I like her stuff, and it does look like her stuff. So Eliza, I think, is the reference. And then yeah, just another, like I said, woman, 3/4 view portrait with middle part tucked into her ears, slick down. Nice. Classic. And then yeah, just some more drawings. These are all probably from just like some random Pinterest photos that I found that I wanted to reference. Yeah, just bodies, bodies, bodies. Oh, yeah, some more bodies, some more like another face or whatever. This was, we wanted to go skating. I forget when it was, obviously in the winter time, but it was like so cold. It was like, sometimes it gets like, like to -30 or something here, Celsius. And for some, like we had plans to go skating and we were like, it's pretty cold today, but whatever, let's still go. And we like skated for like, I don't know, 10-15 minutes, and like my toes were so frozen, like I could not skate. So when we finished, like, okay, we cannot do this, it's too cold, we like returned our skates and then like booked it back to the car to warm up. It was like stupid cold. I don't know why we did that. So I drew that, I guess. And then this is like an influencer. She's a graphic designer that I followed for a while. She used to post on YouTube. I don't know if she still does. Originally, her name was The Soul Search, but she changed it to just be her name. So that's her, one of her outfits, very slay. And then another girl, this is probably just like another influencer that I followed on Instagram. That was like a common thing that I did. I would just like scroll my feed or whatever of hot women that I follow and just draw them. And then I think this is the last spread, yeah, so, oh, okay, yeah. I intentionally just wanted to like finish this sketchbook with a drawing. I guess it's at the beginning of 2022 now. So yeah, this is, I think, probably from reference or like from a magazine or something. That's cool. This is from reference that I probably just added demon horns to, which, as I do. Another one from reference, I think. I was probably just on Pinterest for these. And then this is my little plant. I don't know if you can see it from here. There is one of its leaves. So, yeah. And there we have it. Do I have anything in my... No, nothing in there. So yeah, that's the sketchbook. I was nervous to film this because I feel like I haven't filmed a sketchbook tour in so long, so like I kind of forgot what it took to like ramble and talk about my sketchbook pages on the fly, but hopefully that was entertaining for you guys. Hopefully you enjoyed the little drawings in there. And yeah, thank you so much for watching. I don't know what else to say here. What do I usually say after a sketchbook tour? I don't know. Yeah, I just wanted to film this as like a quick video to get out this week. So next week you can expect a more like normal, regular, involved kind of like vlog style video, I think. So look forward to that. And then otherwise, I'm hoping to launch my Patreon pretty soon here. I'm hoping for next month. I'm gonna be working towards that, so look out for that announcement. That'll be like in a video or on a community post or whatever, if you're interested. And yeah, thank you so much for watching, as always, and I will see you guys in a bit. Okay, bye.